In the spying game, it's called the dead drop. A covert message is secretly left at a pre-arranged location. An undercover operative who knows the location is then able to retrieve the drop and access the message.
Every known warfare that has ever been conducted, this kind of technology is used because there is one thing that we know about warfare. The ability to command, control, and communicate is absolutely critical, and you need to be able to do that securely and covertly.
But today, the digital revolution has spawned a powerful new form of covert communication. Computer software called Steganography now allows secret information to be hidden inside innocent-looking images.
If you want to hide information in, for example, the picture of the Mona Lisa, you actually take another file and actually drag it right on top of the Mona Lisa, and you drop it.
Steganography software enables any type of digital file to be hidden inside any other digital file. It could be an image, but it could be text, video, or even sound files.
And you notice that these things look identical, and we've just hidden a fairly large file in this one. We actually hid an audio MP3 file inside image 1 and turned it into image 2.
The hidden message is protected by a password, so it can only be extracted by someone who knows the password and has the same software.
If I take Audio New and double-click on it, we can actually play what was hidden inside the original file.
In this case, it's only a music file, but it could just as easily be something much more sinister. So how does Steganography perform this magic disappearing act? A digital image is made up of thousands of pixels. The colour of each pixel is written in computer language as a string of ones and zeros, or bits of code. If you alter the last bits of code, it only changes the colour of the pixel a minute amount. Basic Steganography hijacks these last bits to make up the message you want to hide, leaving the original image looking exactly the same.
You begin to feel what we are saying.
IT security consultant Roger Clark says Steganography does have many legitimate uses.
Examples like sending secret messages of love to one another. Things like putting digital watermarks on music, digital watermarks on pictures. This is one of the primary ways that film studios and music producers think they are going to put a fingerprint on each piece of digital music or film that they send out.
But the downside is that criminals can use it too. To hide child pornography inside innocent-looking holiday snaps. To secretly pass insider trading information. Or to organise drug deals. Chet Hosmer is CEO of Whetstone, one of a number of companies working with US law enforcement agencies to combat Steganography.
So now we actually have to enter into the next area of security, which requires not only a password and a PIN, but also a biometric in order to access the classified area.
He says in recent years there's been an explosion in the number of Steganography programs out there. To date, they've identified over 300 different packages available on the net.
Over 25,000 downloads occurred just last month. So on a yearly basis, we're looking at 2.5 to 3 million downloads of such programs in use in the world.
But the real threat is when Steganography is combined with the worldwide reach of the internet. The fear is that Steganography could turn the internet into the ultimate dead drop.
The internet serves as sort of a haystack, if you will, because there are so many images and audio files moving back and forth over that internet. To be able to detect which one of those millions of images and audio files that are flowing that contains the secret message is virtually impossible.
Inevitably, suspicion for the attacks have fallen on Washington's avowed enemy, self-proclaimed Saudi terrorist leader Osama bin Laden.
And those fears seem to be realised in the aftermath of September 11. Media reports claimed that terror groups had been sending messages hidden in pictures on popular websites.
There was evidence that terrorists were using steganography before September 11th. There was lots of newspaper reports that Al-Qaeda used this in the 9/11 attacks, and it's something that they continue to use.
But not everybody is convinced. Roger Clark believes the threat of steganography is being beaten up.
The original publication, which suggested back in 2001 that terrorists were using steganography, has never been supported by any evidence whatsoever, and it's been traced back to a company that sold steganographic software.
Chet Hosmer claims there's plenty of evidence.
I don't think a week goes by here at Whetstone where we don't get a call from some law enforcement organization that has found steganography in use, and we help them in the investigation and the recovery of that information.
But Whetstone do have a vested interest. They sell detection software.
The program runs and performs a detailed analysis of each image and audio file in the directory or computer system that it's scanning.
They've developed a suite of tools they claim can sniff out most known forms of steganography by uncovering the digital fingerprints they leave behind.
We notice the rendering of the image, especially in the area that used to be the sky of the image, is now has artifacts that are displayed within that particular area.
Not surprisingly, US law enforcement agencies are their major customers. Chet believes steganography should be banned altogether.
I believe steganography, as well as some other malicious software that's out there, is not something necessarily that the common person needs to possess. For example, we can't smallpox, the pox virus. So the same kinds of controls for some cyber weapons should seriously be considered.
If you ban steganography because of the bad guys or bad uses of steganography, then how on earth do you enable its use for other purposes? What we should be focusing on is that if it is a bad thing for terrorists to talk to one another about terrorism, perhaps that's what should be made illegal. And pardon me if I'm wrong, but I thought we had laws that made it illegal to consort with other people and to plan acts of terrorism.
Whether you ban it or not, steganography still presents intelligence agencies with a huge challenge. We might not know how widespread its use is, but we do know that the technology is developing at breakneck speed.
We're seeing new technologies coming out of Eastern Europe every month, and the sophistication of those technologies is significantly increasing. Our ability to even detect some of the newest algorithms that are out there is a cat and mouse game where we continue to catch up.